I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Why is healing necessary with Pwee? I want to salute all my moderators. I want to salute everybody that's in the chat. And I also want to salute Pwee for taking this time out to pull up and give us a demonstration on why is healing necessary. So I'm going to go to a quick commercial. I'll give everybody time to pull up. And once we get some people to pull up, I'll bring Pwee up on the stage. So y'all just put your seatbelts on, because as we all know, when Pwee speak, he always drop a lot of jewels. So make sure y'all take this time out while we're waiting for Pwee to pull up. Make sure y'all show Pwee all the support and all the love by sharing this demonstration to y'all social media platforms so Pwee can have an audience. And also make sure y'all let Pwee know that y'all are here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll come back with Pwee.
Is all I need to get me by, sweet lady. Just a little bit of that's all I want. 'Cause I need your loving tonight. Cause you're feeling me, baby.
I came into this game like a sinner with a prayer, with only one dream to be the world's famous player. The life that we live sometimes ain't always right. I see you need a father figure to put structure in your life. You got a lot of hood in you, so you call yourself a bitch. But beneath it all, I see a sexy head chick who's just looking for a real one who got it ish together. A nigga that can lead so you can love forever. Money ain't an issue cause you got your own stats. Let me make you feel important and always have your back. I could tell by your hate that you had a bad day. Let me wipe your tears and tell you everything'll be okay. Now your friends gon' hate and tell you I'm a bad man. Don't let the messiest war keep you from a good thing. It's a king and queen thing, a new gang. You know how I roll, it's $1 million thing.
Just a little bit of your love in the morning is all I need.
It's $1 million thing.
Just a little bit of your love in the morning is
All right. Once again, I want to salute everybody in the building. Pwee, I dropped the link. Let me drop the link again for you, Pwee, so you can come on and pull up on a panel and you can bless everybody with this wonderful demonstration. We really appreciate you, Pwee, for coming through. So I'm going to drop the link for you, Pwee. You click on the link and you come on up. There's the link, Pwee. And as we wait for Pwee to come up, I think we got it.
Shank.
Salute, Pwee, salute.
Salute, Shank. Salute, Miss Parker, Deborah, all the moderators. Man, I'm a little nervous. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for showing up, man. Thank everybody for, thank God for blessing us on this day, man. Oh boy, so where do I start? Man, first let me give you a backstory about how I arrived at this place of wanting to help others. I come from an adopted family, you know, so that's because I'm gonna identify as I go along. I come from an adopted family. I come from, you know what I mean, being abandoned at a young age, drug addiction, things of that sort. But when I got to a certain part in life, I had to realize like some things had to take place. Some things had to take place. Some things had to be addressed. And a lot of times, things that I grew up in was misinformation, not understanding, not knowing how to process my feelings, just a whole bunch of confusion. You know, like the addiction whipped my ass. Come on, like, I'm gonna be straight about it. The addiction whipped my ass. I did that for a long time, in and out, until I asked. You know what I mean? I had to start asking myself, Daryl, what is wrong? And the thing about it is, a lot of people today just does not have the ability to process through situations, through experiences, through feelings. So that's how I arrived at this place. First and foremost, I want to thank Shank Rock and the Rock Squad for inviting me in, for seeing something in me that that I can help somebody else. That I can help somebody else, and being able to, you know what I mean, bring people up on their awareness, because this is gonna be an awareness session. Like it's definitely gonna be an awareness session. So let's get it started. So the first thing we gotta, if you in order to get some healing, you have to identify where you need to be healed at. Where you need to be healed at, what you need to address, where did the hurt come from, and where do the healing process begin? A lot of times a lot of people was damaged from resentments, from past hurts. Have you ever been in a situation where you overreacted and you know you overreacted, but you didn't know you was overreacting until after the situation passed? Yeah, hurt. Have you ever responded to something that had no concern of yours, just because you had an energy that was so negative, that wasn't your business? Hurt. First, I want to start with resentments. This is what they say about resentments. Resentments. Relationship with people who insist on being right all the time. Yeah, relationships with people like having a relationship with a person who's never wrong. You didn't even know that could build a resentment in you, did you? That could build a resentment inside of you so much. Because listen, how can you have a conversation or help somebody understand that's never wrong? They always right. They always right. And also being taken advantage of by others. How many people have took advantage of your kindness? People have took advantage of your weaknesses. People have took advantage of you just being the person that you are. And listen, this builds up hurt and resentments. Unrealistic expectation of others. Woo! That's one right there. When we start to put unrealistic expectations on, first of all, the most person we put unrealistic expectations on is people such as our mates, our kids, because we want our kids to do the best. We always want to give them, but we got these unrealistic expectations and dreams for them that they're not riding on the same cloud with you. Not being heard. You remember when we was growing up, kids are seen, not heard. I'm saying, listen, our parents they did the best that they could do with the information that they had, because today we have a lot of information that our parents didn't have growing up. So we are able to more better discipline, understand our kids, and even our kids. Because if a kid's feelings is hurt and you never allow that kid to express his feelings or show him outlets of how to express his feelings, then he's harvesting that. He's harvesting that. He's carrying that, and he can carry that from 7 years old straight into adulthood. This one can cause a resentment too. And when I looked it up, and I was shocked of how it came out. Interaction with people who was always late. Nobody never on time. You're gonna be, them people that's always gonna be late. They just don't have an urgency. They don't have any time management. Things that we have to learn to get better with. So Then there's resentments leading to the ability to not forgive. You ever heard somebody have that person that just won't forgive nobody? They just, I don't care what happened, what goes on, they will cut off the whole world because of a misunderstanding or a mistake, right? That a person ain't, and they don't have the ability. I used to be that person that didn't have the ability. If you did something to me and you wasn't my day one, like Shank or Coot or somebody that was one of my friends that I had love for, that I developed a deeper love for, I wasn't forgiving you. It just wasn't happening. If you was the girlfriend that hurt me or whatever, I was walking away. The inability to forgive somebody is what clogs us and need where the healing need to take place. You know, as I sit here and I look back with things that harm me over the years, right? And I look at my behaviors, because listen, one thing about a person, you ever remember the saying, you'll know exactly who a poor person is when they open their mouth? Yeah, that part. That part that explains, like, when a person, or my mother used to say, you don't know how dumb you are until you open your mouth. You know what I mean? I start talking dumb. I got to expose myself, right? So that's with resentments, right? Because a lot of us walking around here with old resentments on our parents at 40, 50, 30 years old. We walking around bottled up with all this stuff inside of us, right? And it's harming us. Because the thing about it is, the person who most of the time who victimized us or inflicted it on us or introduced us to something that we walk around hurting in is not the person that is not even worried about us. So you're walking around with resentment. And they told me, like, resentment is like pissing on yourself. Only person feel it is you. The only person feel it is you. So we don't never want to address the issues, and that's how can the healing take place when I don't even know the issues that I'm addressing? Bad attitude. That person that's always mad. That person that never have nothing nice to say. I'm talking about now. I'm identifying the behaviors. The person that's always quick to fight. The person that's always violent. The person that you give a solution to and they come up with a problem to the solution. To every solution you arrive at, you're like, all right, I got some help for you. They see a problem in it. Because we got to be able to identify where we need healing at. And the thing about it is, we have buried some things so deep inside of us, right, that we'll forget it, and then the behavior will act out, or the action will come out in a disruptive, unpleasant way, and then we wonder where it come from. Because I have buried something so deep inside of me. I have buried something so deep inside of me that I have forgot. Because listen, the mind, man, listen, we used to have that commercial, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. But the power of the mind will protect you from harm, or will bury harm so deep inside of you that you won't even be able to recognize it. You won't even be able to recognize where you need healing at. So, and in our day and time that we seeing now, we seeing that a lot of kids, listen, some of these things that needs to be addressed are just who you are. And that's about accepting who you are. You know, it's about being able to accept and live with even your good and your bad. Because listen, I talk about this stuff, but I'll be quick to cut somebody out if they rub me on the wrong day. I'm human. And that's another thing you got to give yourself a break on and understand you're human. Another thing where we need to be healed at. Because I'm explaining to you why healing is necessary. It makes you a better person. It makes you a more productive. Not for anyone else, not for my kids, not for my mother, not for my family, not for my friends. It makes me a better person for me first. It makes me a better person for me. So listen, if I see that it's going to make me a better person, because listen, if I don't learn how to take care of me, then how can I take care of you? They said it was steps to this. God, me, then everybody else. I don't want nobody to miss that. God, then it's me. Because listen, I got to put myself under him, because once he get to me, then I can get to everybody else. So we identify resentments. This is another one. This one right here, and we don't even know we be hurting. We don't even know we be hurt. We just know that and you ever acted some way and be like, why act? You had to ask yourself, why did I act that way? Why did I act that way? Why did I respond? Why did I give that much energy and it ain't even going to affect me in the next hour? Why did I cuss my child out because I was feeling some kind of way? You know how that you're not in the mood. I don't feel like it. Self-centeredness, not in touch or being able to empathize in the moment. It's emotional. It's emotional. Emotions is what dictate a lot of things that we deal with. How can I be emotional available for someone else when I don't even give myself a break? I don't give myself a break. I don't allow myself to make mistakes. I'm always hard on myself. I say stuff to myself like, dumbass, why you do that? Emotional. Emotions. Energy in motion. And if I don't know how to manage that, that will harm me. If I don't know how to process my feelings, because listen, when I first got here and I used to go through my emotions, first and foremost, I had to ask myself some questions. I'm talking about, because listen, this is what therapy did. What you see is a product of someone who went to therapy, who found out what the problem was, who always thought that they knew what the problem was. So, my emotions. We got more than, listen, especially us in the Black community. We identify emotions as, I'm good, I'm all right, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. These are a lot of the things that we hear in our community. How about you can be disappointed and don't know how to express disappointment because you never had? How about I can be confused? Excuse me, and don't know how to express confusion. How about I can be hurt? Hurt feelings. Hurt feelings, man. How many of us have been hurt and acted out violently? Because listen, as a child, because I didn't know how to process my feelings and my emotions, it came out violently. You hurt my feelings. See this, because a lot of us as men, especially as Black men, don't want to reveal that my feelings was hurt. I don't want to say you hurt my feelings. It's just words. It's feelings. I can say today my feelings was hurt, but it took some growth. It took some healing. It took some self-awareness. Because the thing about it is, a lot of us as we develop into because it's a lot of us that's grown physically but not emotionally. Emotionally, I don't know how to walk away from a situation that's going to harm me, that can hurt me, that can cause me to harm myself with my actions. Emotional management. Oh man, that. Listen, so I gotta go here because it's just important. A lot of us so-called thugs. Today, I'm a man that will defend myself. That's going to protect mine. That's going to take care of my family, my awareness, my accomplishments, because I have learned how to protect them, right? Because that's what a man is supposed to do. But when I was in the streets, when I was on drugs, I was emotional. The person that responds, that says that their pride, because that's a big one for, especially for the man in the black community, it's the pride, right? That tells me that I have to respond in a violent way. But technically, a lot of people that came from those places are emotional thugs. Oh, you ain't gonna like me after that one. Because listen, your feelings are hurt. You embarrassed. We all been there. You embarrassed and you don't know how to respond except for one thing. Hurt, hurt, hurt. They told me when I got here, hurt people hurt people. Well, what do you mean, there? Hurt people physically hurt people. Hurt people that they're in a relationship with. Hurt people that don't know how to process or manage their feelings hurt others. Hurt people hurt people. Period. If I'm hurting, listen, Sex said all the time, misery loves company. If I'm miserable, I want you to jump into the miserable box with me. I want you to come on in, have a seat, and we're going to talk about how miserable we are. Instead of talking about what's the solution to my misery? Why am I misery? Where am I hurting? So we talk about emotional hurt. How do I get out of this? These are just the devices that lead us to who we are today, to how we respond to things today, to how we address situations today. Because listen, as an adult now, because I consider myself a fully adult, I don't have to respond. Listen, and it's simple stuff that we learn. You don't have to respond to everything. Whether it's, listen, me and my lady was talking this morning, right? And we talk about things as just such as if how can I, which bring me to another note, but how can I correctly address a situation in any relationship, whether the relationship be with my kids, with my exes, with my friends, especially with my mate. How can I address something if I don't know how to? If I'm toxicity, because we are talking, I heard that a lot in the black community. Oh, they're toxic. Oh, I'm toxic. And then guess what? Being toxic has became a thing. Wow. Wow, man. Being toxic has become a trait that's shined upon in our community. Oh, they toxic. Oh, that person toxic. Oh, that person crazy. But you live with it. And then people carry it like a badge of honor. Who wants to be in a toxic relationship, whether it's monogamous, just a friendship, just association? Who wants to? Because listen, what comes with toxicity is trouble, arrest, hurt, pain. Come on, man, like that's crazy. Who wants to be? So now so I'm getting, when the relationship, when you can't find a healthy relationship, like listen, me and and I always got to refer to, because like this, like one of the healthiest relationships I ever been in, because I went through a healing process. How can I say I want a healthy relationship when I'm not willing to heal and be in a relationship? Because first I got to start with me. Because if I don't address me, it will address me. If I don't address my issues will address me. My issues will address me, for the simple fact is that I got an issue. Because listen, issue, it's you. So a lot of us don't want to recognize that we're the problem in a situation. We don't want to acknowledge that it might be how I'm responding to her or him. Because in my household, we did a lot of yelling growing up, right? So I did a lot of yelling as an adult. A lot of it. Matter of fact, and then having a voice as mine that carry, I had to learn how to tone it down. I had to learn how to have an inside voice. I had to learn how to talk to people without being aggressive. Because aggression, how about this? Aggression is nothing but a way of defending my hurt. I don't want nobody to miss that one. Aggression is only a way of defending my hurt. Wow. I'm always on the defense. You ever know that person that always experiencing, like, or think somebody out to get them, or think somebody talk about them? We have become so accustomed to living in hurt, right? And I'm not making excuses, because listen, us as a black community and us as a whole people, we go through a lot of experiences in our life. But why do I walk around living in hurt when there's a way of healing, but I never seek the way of healing? Because I become comfortable. I make a bed. I get a recliner and I turn on the TV in my hurt. I turn it on. It becomes entertainment. My hurt. I ain't talking about nobody else's. I'm talking about your own inside personal hurt become so comfortable to you that you live in it. You become accustomed to hurting. You become accustomed to. Mm. Why? Why? See, the thing about it is, we build all these things inside of us that can hurt us, but we don't want to do the work to build the things or do the because it's foreign to us. Anything that's foreign to us as a people, we don't try to understand. We don't try to look into. We just straight reject. We just straight to we become comfortable, man, and hurting. We never seek out help. Because listen, if I go to a therapist and I'm talk about it, then the process of thinking, somebody gonna see me. Somebody might see me coming from the therapy office. So I'm embarrassed for getting the help for me. I'm embarrassed because I wanna be better. I don't want to be seen in the in the in the psychiatrist or the therapist office. Come on, man. Listen, and we want better, but we don't want to do better. I want more, but I'm comfortable, or I settle, or I maintain just what I have. Come on, bro. Come on, sis. Because if we're going to get better as a people, these things right here got to be addressed. Love. How about no? How about not this? Because I can love everybody else and forget to love me. I can love. Listen, I can forgive the world, but forget the world and forget to love me. I can love my kids and forget to love me. And then what? How much love am I really expressing? Because there's something wrong when I think you should have my money and I shouldn't keep it when I need it. I think it's something wrong when I offered to buy you something to eat, but I'm hungry. People pleasing. We got to stop people pleasing. Because listen, if I trust and I believe in something more than me, God's going to take care of them anyway. Because God, guess what? A lot of times, coming from hurt, a lot of times we do things for people with attention, with intentions, motives, manipulation. Because we say, I'm doing it because I love you, but there's a condition on there. It's a condition on there. So, man, listen, I didn't, this is my experience. I don't got no degrees, but listen, I know how I used to be and how I am today. I never, listen, how about taking accountability to what you did to someone else? The people you, because listen, because that affects you too. The people that you hurt, you know you hurt them, right? So even if they don't want to accept your amends, even if they don't want to accept your apology, you made the effort to say, I apologize. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Have you ever did something to somebody or someone did something to you and they come and give you an excuse of why they did what they did to you instead of just saying, I'm sorry? Man, listen, first and foremost, my healing, before I can help heal anyone else, I have to begin the healing process with me. Now, let's get to the healing. We are identified all the things, because listen, and if I didn't identify or say something that you're hurting from, a resentment, or emotional hurt, because listen, I need to tell you this, I had to learn how to forgive myself. And a lot of people are locked up inside of the jail of not lack of self-forgiveness, not even of somebody else forgiving them, the lack of self-forgiveness. The lack of being able to say, it was all right, that I am human. I made mistakes. The lack of letting yourself off the hook. Let yourself out the jail. Because listen, you build these prisons. A lot of us build these emotional and mental prisons around ourselves with hurt, harm, danger, unforgiveness. How can I accept in some passion and understanding and some caring when I'm cluttered, when my heart and my spirit is cluttered with past events that I can't do nothing about? How do I become the best me when I'm cluttered with stuff from me? How can I develop into this nice, outspoken, good spirit? Because that's who I am. Good spirit, always laughing, always want that. Listen, learn how to protect your energy. Sometimes I have to protect me from me. I gotta listen because the thoughts don't go nowhere, right? The thoughts don't go nowhere. I just learned how to live better with the thoughts. Because listen, a lot of people we had this thinking, we had this perception is if I think it, I gotta do it. Bullshit. Because my thoughts come from my past, my subconscious, not my conscious. So my conscious allows me to make a decision that's good and healthy for me in the moment. Because once the moment's gone, it's gone. So whatever decision I make, if I'm still making decisions out of my old thinking, then I'm going to hurt my new thinking. I don't know nobody missed that. You got to want to be better. Because some people don't want to be better. And we have to accept that. Some people have become so accustomed to being broken, to hurting, to being dependent, to being unreliable. There's nothing good about these things I'm mentioning. They are comfortable in their brokenness. Well, how do I fix it? First and foremost, I gotta take listen, and listen to a lot of things that don't even nobody want to say. They don't want to play their positions in this. They don't want to accept this because their perceptions say it's all right, it's over now. No, it's not over. Accountability. Some people don't want to take accountability for their actions. Some people don't want to own up to listen, I wasn't a good parent earlier on. And then I don't want to do the work to work on the kids that I hurt. I don't want to have the understanding. I want to call them bad motherfuckers and that. But listen, what part did you play in it, girl? This don't come overnight. Let me say that. This healing process don't come overnight. But it's doable. First and foremost, you got to take accountability. Accept your hurts. Accept them. Accept the experience different, difficult life bring you, and don't deny them. Just accept them. Because listen, after I admit there's a problem, then I can get to the solution. But first, we got to identify the problem. First, when you act a certain way, you think a certain way, you got to ask yourself sometimes, where did that come from? Because listen, I was abused. Listen, I ain't ashamed to say I was molested. But listen, as a 48-year-old grown man, if I walked around without any healing, without it being addressed that, how would my life be? I ain't ashamed of who I am or who I used to be. Because I'm not that person today. That's the same way. If you look at my background, right, you will see I was a messed up individual, thief, robber. But if I walked around bottled up with the time that's already done, because I'm not locked up today. I'm not the same person today. But imagine me still walking around thinking or institutionalized mind in today. What would my life look like? I will be back in the institution. A lot of, especially as people, a lot of us are institutionalized. A lot of us grown people still wants to be 20-something. Still want to be teenagers. Man, you grown. Grow up. And I say sometimes I gotta grow up, don't miss this, from the way I grew up. That means some things as an adult, adolescent things have to be removed. Lack of self-care, lack of self-love. Because whether you know it or not, everything in your life starts with you and it ends with you. Everything. And I said this before on another podcast with Shane. My life is like a door. It's like my house. I can escort you in and I escort you out. I don't care how much I love a person. If you toxic, if you coming around me with nothing positive to say, if every time I give you a solution, you give me a problem, excuse me, sir, I will talk to you and love you from a distance. It's hard to do. It hurts sometimes. But sometimes you just got to get away from some people. Because they're not ready. Listen, everybody can't go with you where you going at. They can't. They just can't. So the healing process also, you have to accept, that's the first thing you got to do. Accept the parts that you played in it. Accept what you did. Listen, especially my sisters. I got to say this to my sisters. If you've been a victim, don't become the predator. If you've been a victim of anything, please don't become the predator, because the victim turns into the predator. The victim begins to hate things, and how can I love you when you hate me? How can I? Why are you bringing old issues into new experiences? How can you allow a man to love you when you bringing the last 7 niggas into the relationship? Take some time out, sis. That time that y'all talk about taking out for yourself, don't get in a relationship. Get to know who you are. Go through your healing process. Go through your healing process. Get to know what you want, because listen, when you start to change, right, watch the people who approach you start to change. Because your appearance and your spirit don't radiate the old you. It's bringing something new. Because listen, the thug boy ain't gonna know how to approach you no more, because he's gonna see, why do I keep getting in a relationship with the same people? Because it's me. I got to change me. And I won't even be attracted. Guess what? My attraction changed when I change. Yeah. Yeah. My attraction changed when I changed. I'm no longer attracted to what I used to be attracted to. I'm attracted to new things, which brings on new experiences, which brings on new growth.
Pwee.
So,
Pwee.
yes, sir.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I would like for you to touch off on this. Most people think that addiction, most people think that healing, most of the times, are only for people that are on drugs.
No, not at all.
And that's where I want to go at.
Okay.
Because
first and foremost, I'm not just talking about people that's on drugs.
Right. And I love the way how you went into the demonstration about parents not being held accountable. Yeah. And how, because for us, we love our parents to death. Mm-hmm. But we've grew up learning certain ways that just wasn't proper. Then we pass those certain ways down to our children. But how do a parent, mother or father, how do they go through the process of healing now that they children are no longer kids or teenagers? Now they dealing with adult children that still hold resentments towards the parents for things that the parents done when the child was young.
Okay. First and foremost, you only know what you know. You only know what you know. So if I was giving something as I grew up, and I give that same thing to my kids as they grow up, it's called generational pass down. I've passed this down to, but when I realized that, listen, it's not, my mom only can give me, my pops only could give me what they were given, right? So I give it to my kids, but then I come into a space as I am in now that my kids might have some resentments of things to me. Do I continue to let them or try? Listen, because these are the solutions that we come to. We want to buy their love back. We want to assist them in everything and show up for everything. Then when we don't show up, they're mad at us. First and foremost, once again, I can't change anything that I can that's already been done, because the past is the past, right? Second of all, allow them. See, because this is the thing that with any of my kids, 3 boys, wasn't the best father, grew up on drugs, but I allowed them to talk freely, respectfully. Tell me how you feel. Let me know if you want to talk about it. I'm here. Right? Allow them the ability to free themselves from what you did, and you got to sit there. It ain't going to feel good. You have to sit there and allow them to express themselves, to free themselves from their hurting. And if you don't have an answer, you just don't have an answer. Let's not make excuses, because we're good at it. But love yourself to know, right, that you did the best you could with what you had. And I'm not, listen, when I talk about this, listen, I'm not just talking about a person that's recovering from drug addiction. I'm not just talking about, because listen, all of us need some kind of recovery process. Because it's people who dead ass wrong who think that they're dead ass right, because of their perception and what they believe to be right. The thing about it is, everybody, my reality might be different from yours, but facts are facts are facts. Something that can't be changed. You might not, listen, you ain't have to be a drug addict. You can be a sex addict. You can be a shopping addict. Because listen, and I went through all these processes when what was important, when I didn't know how to prioritize, when I didn't know how to manage, right, my emotions, my feelings. I did things to make me feel good. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, moderators and other, life is not always going to feel good. That is life. That's life, man. Like, we want to walk around, we want to be feeling good all the time. That is unrealistic. It's just unrealistic. So to answer your question, Shank, like listen, accept accountability. And if you're not ready to have these conversations with your kids, if you haven't built yourself up strong enough to have these conversations with your kids, because we know as kids, they are easily hurt and they can be brutal. Don't put yourself in that situation. Because that situation will have you reverting back to stuff that will harm yourself and have you feeling shame and guilt. A lot of things, it's hard for a lot of us to get off over shame and guilt, but it never killed nobody. If you took shame and guilt and you killed yourself, you killed you. Another thing, and because I wanted to touch on it, just came to me. Whoever said this, whoever made this dumbass shit up, right? Whoever it came from, and we heard it as kids, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Bullshit. Words hurt more emotionally than they do physically. Physically, I will heal, right? Over a period of time. Get a broken arm, put a cast on it, bone come back together, it heals. Arm working, might not be 100%, but I'll take 89. Words will hurt you for a long period of time. What you say to someone, how you present constructive criticism to someone, how you address and talk to someone can hurt them or it can inspire them. And if I haven't learned these techniques or ways of presenting myself to a person that I'm trying to help, I can cause more help than I can cause harm. I can cause more harm than I can cause hurt. Help. Shank, when dealing with us as being adults and having kids, right? You gotta allow them to be them. You gotta allow them to express them. Because listen, you'll be amazed of how the communication is. Because listen, because a lot of times us as kids, we didn't get talked to, we got talked at. Do this. You want me to do something that you're not demonstrating. Don't do as I do as I say. So you want me to do what you tell me to do, but you don't do what you tell me to do. You tell me don't. The confusion. Our kids is half confused. I was half confused as a kid. Don't lie. Suppose somebody knock on the door, tell them I'm not here. Well, am I lying? You just told me don't lie. Don't lie to you, but lie to the daggone person at the door. That's confusing. That's confusing. I'm confused now. Now, is it good to lie to the person that's at the door? Is it good to lie all together? Or is it good to lie when I'm in trouble and I want to get out of it? Come on. So listen, we can't fault nobody because for so like listen, in this day and time, we got avenues. We can't even make excuses for being ignorant. We can't listen. Too much of anything will hurt you. But now listen, we can't make excuses for being ignorant, man. We can't make excuses for the actions today because it's so many opportunities. It's so many ways to get up. Even if it's just like getting a job. Some people, listen, those bums, because I was one of them, I didn't want to work. I wanted easy. I wanted it easy. I wanted it easy. Everybody wanted easy. Who told you life should be easy? Everybody want millions of dollars, but listen, I would rather have millions of dollars of personality, millions of dollars of understanding, millions of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, tangible things don't make people happy. I got a car, okay, so what? I got a bank account, okay, so what? These things are nice to have. I'm not saying that they're not nice to have. But do you have them or do they have you? It's a difference. Do you keep them or do they keep you? Because listen, once the monopoly wear off, because there's a lot of things like I got a lot of shirts, polo shirts, I got a lot of shoes. But once the novelty wear off, There's just another pair of shoes. It's just another polo shirt. It's good. It's convenient when I need it. Right? But when the novelty world, so if I can't find, oh yeah, I gotta address this one too, Shank, because this definitely, a lot of people, us as people who want compassion, love, understanding, right? A lot of us want these things, but aren't bringing them. A lot of us want these healthy relationships, but never seen one. Don't know how, but you know the ones that you have been in the past, uh, wasn't healthy. Um, we want all these things. From now, I'm talking about the intimate relationship between a man, a woman, or whoever your sexual preference is, because I don't discriminate against people's sexual preferences, but whatever it is, you want all this love and compassion from your partner. You want all this understanding and emotional availability from your partner, but you're not bringing it. Bring what you want. Me and my lady was talking this morning, right? We was talking about our own healing processes, right? And listen, my girl, not a recovering addict. She's not a person that she can socially drink. I don't hate on her because I can't do that. I allow her to be her, right? So what she gives me is what I give her, because I have the ability to be able to bring what I want. Us as men, we have to learn how to accept love, because we want it, but we don't know how to accept it. I don't always have to have this outside hard interior, right? Because of the eyes of other people. Whose eyes are more important with? The person that I sleep with or the person that's outside looking? How can I bring passion when I have none? I'm cluttered with the old girl that hurt my feelings, that left me for another dude, that that I wanted, that didn't want me. Hurt. The girl that cussed me out and disrespected me all the time. I'm cluttered with that stuff. I need to heal from that. I need to let it go. Because if I don't, I will bring that, once again, like the 7 men, I will bring the last 7 relationships into my new experiences, which is robbing the person that I'm in a present relationship of what they should have. What should be given to them. Because I'm stuck emotionally and mentally, still hostage in the past 7 situations, and the person that I'm with, that I say I love, I'm robbing them. I'm robbing them, especially if they're being, if they're being the best them they can be for me. They're being the best. People, they get comfortable in the toxic relationship like it. And listen, you choose to stay. Because I had to, and I think it was a post that I posted before. If the relationship was all that bad, whose fault is it that you chose to stay? Whose fault is it? You chose to stay. If you knew that you could do better and you wanted better, whose fault is it? I had to tell, yes, my ex-wife, I had to tell my ex-wife, how can I make you happy when you're not happy with yourself? Can't nobody keep you happy if you don't have no inner self-happiness. I said it before, it start with you. My happiness start with me. If I don't feel good about me, nobody else, if I don't like me, if I don't value me, if I don't love me, nobody else going to. Because I'm going to allow and accept anything from anybody. Desperation. Anything to make me feel good. But sometimes, how about this? The things that make me feel good will hurt me. She will hurt me. Where am I looking for love at? Do I know what kind of love I want? Do I know what love looks like? First, it got to, exactly. It got to start with me. So why we run around these conversations, wonder why? Because we don't talk to, we don't, listen, I don't talk at her. She don't talk at me. We talk to each other. Because I listen, she know that it's not acceptable on my end, and I know we had some differences. Yeah, was it that we haven't had no blown out differences to the point where as though I want to leave or she want to leave. We have had disagreements. I've been wrong in a situation and had to go back and say, Daryl, you was wrong. Go back and apologize. Man shit. Woman shit. Babe, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Such and a. Come on, man. If we want healthy grown people relationships, let's stop acting like teenagers. But you gotta take the time to heal you, to recognize that some healing have to take place in you. Well, where do your healing start? First, like I said, accountability. Take an inventory, a self-inventory. It's the only way that you're gonna know where you need to improve at. Take
Pwee,
yo.
let me just slide in one more time. I love another bulletin you just touched off on. Now, let's say for the man or the woman that feels like the devil is behind what they're going through, or it's God trying to test them. However,
Mm-hmm.
it's the decisions that they've been making in their lives, but they're used to the belief of blaming God or the devil. But in all actuality, it's the decisions that they're making. What kind of advice would you give them to help them with healing from that kind of belief?
So it's first and foremost, Shane, let me tell you this. A person believe what they believe. It's hard to change a person's belief system if they can't recognize it. A lot of times we make it listen. We make excuses or blame. We don't belief system if they can't recognize it. A lot of times we make it listen. We make excuses or blame. We don't believe system if they can't recognize it. A lot of times we make it listen.
Wait a minute, Pwee.
Yo,
Pwee, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Valencia Carter, can you mute your mic while Pwee talking, and then when you begin to talk, Pwee mute your mic. So Valencia, if you could mute your mic until it's time for you to talk, that way we could get the echo out. Go ahead, Pwee.
A lot of times that threw me off a little bit. A lot of times we want to make excuses, or we want to put, and like you said, you pointed out But a person believe what they believe, what they believe. A lot of times it's hard to change a person's belief system because that's what they believe. And a lot of times we can't change that. They will have to recognize it for themselves. But we never want to take full accountability to the parts that we play in situations, right? And be accountable. And listen, God, spirituality, a lot of that's a touchy situation because now you talking about what a person believes or they think. I need to make an excuse because listen, if we look at the if we look at reality till its fullest, some of us it might drive crazy, right? So we need the cushion of an excuse to saying that God doing this or God doing that, or it's the devil on my back. But like you said, what choices and decisions are you making? How are you trying to? Because everything is not gonna. And let's clear this up. Everything in life is not gonna always work out the way that we want it to. Period. We might get some of the time. We might get some. Uh, sometimes we're gonna get what we want. Sometimes we not. That's just life. We live in it. We still here to live it. So I'm going to say, oh, well, God, because listen, the thing about it is, if you're not ready for it, if you're not in position for it, if you're not where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, it's going to always seem like you're too late, you're not getting what you want, or you're not working hard enough towards what you're trying to get. Or you come, some of this, listen, some of us as people are just naturally sabotagers. I gotta give you that. Some people, they sabotage themselves and don't even realize it. Some people set traps. When you say, I'm gonna do this, but you don't believe you can do it, you're setting yourself up for a trap because you don't have enough confidence in yourself to believe that you can reach it. Even if the life pit holes come in, you get about the hole, you keep it moving. You don't stay stuck. Because once I stay stuck in a thinking, I'm stuck in that thinking, yo. A lot of us are stuck in negative pit holes of thinking. Something happened. It don't go the way I want. It didn't go the way I planned. So I do not go on with my plan. A lot of us abandon our missions before we even get started or don't want to. I don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work, man. Nothing comes for free. Remember the saying, like this stuff that was work, no free lunch. There's no such thing as no free lunch. That means you gotta work towards some stuff. It's gonna take some sacrifice. It's gonna take some letting vacations go. It's gonna take something for you to get to where you need to be. Stop making this because listen, I don't practice one religion. I practice spirituality because spirituality tell me this is the next right thing to do. Do I believe in some religions? Yeah. Do I believe I can get knowledge from religions? Yeah. But why do I need to keep begging God or the devil for the decisions that's going on that I'm making? I'm making the decisions. Listen, once God wake me up in the morning, it's my job to do what I need to do for the rest. Once I pray and say, God, if you make it available, I'm going to go out and get it. But I need to have something in place for me to go get it. God, you make it available, I'm going to show up. Listen, I danced with the devil for a long time, yo. I always come on, well, what is it? Listen, is it spiritual curses? Is it curses? Yeah, like the curse of addiction has been on my family for years. I said this, I'm going to break the curse. I'm going to break the cycle. So you got to break the cycle of some perceptions and thinking of you, because that's a part of the healing process too. I got to break the cycle of my negative thinking, my spiritual condition. It have to be a healing or breakthrough in this process for me to get better and healthier. Come on, man. Listen, everything is not the God or the devil. Listen, let me say this. Everything is not the God or the devil. Some of that shit are you. Some of it's you. Some of the stuff that I went through is me. You know what I mean? Because I can listen. Especially, I know I could be sarcastic. I could be arrogant. Those things are not good as long as you know how to control them and dictate them. Some things we need to protect my self-investment. To let you know, like, yeah, I don't got to physically fight you. I don't got to mentally fight you, but you would know coming to fight, you're going to get one. I can defend myself without putting my hands on you. How about sometimes the defense for myself is just walking away? Don't say nothing, Daryl. Surrender to the situation. Because we got the saying, surrender to win. I ain't got to fight to win, man. Because guess what? When I surrender, I ain't gotta emotionally, physically, or mentally take on your bullshit. So I surrender. You got that. I'm not right. And it's okay. It's fine. You're right. How did I win? Because now I ain't got to go through the emotional turmoil and storms of racking my brain on trying to how to convince you that you was wrong. I just accepted, okay, you don't want it at this time? I can make some good food and sit in front of you and you don't want it. I can't make you eat it. But I can say, like, okay, and I can take my food back and put it up for myself for later on. I win. It's another meal I get to eat. So Shank, yeah, and when I'm talking about like healing, like people listen, people for healing, like if you had a sex addiction and you got past that and you ain't suffering no, because we had venereal diseases and all that stuff, that was what was going on there. But if you got past that, if you value yourself and like, I just can't be just laying around and throwing myself around with nobody else, that's value. That's value, right? If you got over, if you stop shopping and got more prioritized with paying your bills and taking care of your kids, that's growth. That's growth, man. You got people that shop addiction. You got people that watch porn addiction. If you break the cycle and don't watch porn for a week, you did good. You go back to it, okay, get it back away from it. The thing about addiction, you got to change some things about you to get away from that stuff. And it's not, and I'm not just talking about drug addiction, shopping addiction, gambling addictions. Because listen, when the pain get great enough, you'll stop doing it. When you start seeing the hurt and the harm that you put in everybody, and you get conscious about what it is, because once again, a lot of addictions have to do with feeling good, feeling better, trying to escape. All that got to do with you. How can you run from you when you take you everywhere you go? So if I go to the casino, and sometimes they win, but listen, the addiction will take me, I can win 7 million and I will go right back to the addiction to try to get 7 more million because that 7 million wasn't good enough. And I think the trickery of my mind tell me, well, I did it once, I can do it again. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to learn how to like not always go looking for an escape and a feeling. An escape and a feeling. Because listen, once again, the novelty wear off of experiencing something and you continue to do it and it develops into an addiction and then addiction don't feel good, you're right back at the same pain, but more intense. You're right back at the same place, but more intense. But once, even those little breaks in the monopoly, those little breaks in between that I tried, I did, you got to give yourself credit for that because you're still trying to get out of it. It ain't got nothing just to do with drugs. I'm talking about us as what we have developed and grew and put into ourselves and have experienced. Because a lot of our experiences come from them resentments come in, that lack of self-forgiveness come in, that lack of self-love come in, because I will abandon myself at the cost of something to make me feel good. I will abandon me. I will leave me on the side of the road for her. I will leave my feelings on the side. If I'm not careful, I will leave my feelings on the side of the road for her feelings. Not considering that I have feelings too. Men, we got them. If God ain't want us to have feelings, why did He give them to us? I ain't got to be soft, no punk, none of that shit. To say that my feelings get hurt. But no, and a lot of things I need to touch on this too, Shank. Misinformation, man. Old information, man. Stop running off that shit, man. That shit don't work today, man. Especially if you grown. No, man. It just don't work. Because a lot of us run around here with misinformation as adults that we got as kids, and we think that shit's still working. What's to prosper in that? Where's it working at? Why am I still worrying about what Billy said in the 5th grade at 48 years old? Why am I still living in old experiences, expecting different results? Why I keep running off the same information that's taking me nowhere? The fucking net, my house. Why I keep doing that? Why? It's not working. If something's not working for you, it's working against you. And if it's working against me and I keep doing it, then I'm working against me. Makes sense to me? A lot of us working against ourselves. You know, Shank, if anybody got any questions at this present time, they can come up. You know what I mean? You can bring them up. Cause I can't see it because on my screen I can't see it.
You're not able to see everything that I put up on the screen, the comments.
But it's not like at the bottom of my at the bottom of my chat. Let me see. Can you hear me, Shank?
Yeah, I can hear you real good.
All right.
If there's anybody that would like to come up on the screen with Pee-wee, please feel free to click on the link. Valencia Carter, I don't know, if you drop down on purpose or not, but just whenever you're up on the stage, and this is for everybody, whenever you're not speaking, just please mute your mic. That way that keeps the echo out. So if anybody would like to come up on the stage with Pee-wee right now, click on the StreamYard link. I'm going to drop it again. Just when y'all come up on the panel, just make sure when you're not talking, just make sure y'all mute y'all mic so it won't be no echoing. I'm going to drop the link. And I want to salute everybody that pulled up. The next demonstration is going to be this Sunday, at 7 o'clock. And that demonstration is going to be, when will the black man learn to protect the black woman? I dropped the link. Click on that StreamYard link. Okay, I got somebody coming up here.
All right. Hey. You muted?
Hey.
What's going on, sis?
Just want to say I'm so proud of you.
Hey.
I've been there to watch your struggle. I've been a part of your struggle. Hey. And I just gotta let you know that keep it up. Hey. I've been there to watch your struggle. I've been a part of your struggle. Hey. And I just gotta let you know that keep it up. Hey. I've been there to watch your struggle. I've been a part of your struggle. Hey.
Is your mic muted, Pwee?
Gotta let you know that keep it up. Hey. I've been there to watch your struggle. I've been a part of your struggle.
Is your mic muted, Pwee? Valencia, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is your mic muted, Pwee? See, I don't know why this echoing. Y'all stay right there. I'm gonna go to a video. Y'all stay right there. Hold up. See, I don't know why this echoing. Y'all stay right there. I'm gonna go to a video. Y'all stay right there. Hold up. Pwee.
I'm here, Shank.
Valencia.
I'm here.
All right, Pwee, man, you gonna mute our mic again, and then Valencia, you go ahead and talk. Mute your mic, Pwee, and let her talk.
I'm here.
All right, Pwee, man, you gonna mute our mic again, and then Valencia, you go ahead and talk. Mute your mic, Pwee, and let her talk.
I'm here.
Go ahead, Valencia.
And then Valencia, you go ahead and talk. Mute your mic, Pwee, and let her talk.
I'm here. Well, like I say, I just wanted to say that
Go ahead, Valencia.
I just wanted.
You go ahead and talk. Mute your mic, Pwee, and let her talk.
I'm here. Well, like I say, I just wanted to say that
Go ahead, Valencia.
I just wanted.
You go ahead and talk. Mute your mic, Pwee, and let her talk.
I'm here. Well, like I say, I just wanted to say that
Go ahead, Valencia.
I just wanted.
You go ahead and talk. Mute your mic, Pwee, and let her talk.